Hey, baseball fans, get ready to hear the latest buzz coming out of the Motor City because Jack Flaherty is back. The right-hander who impressed during his time with the Detroit Tigers is officially returning to the team on a 2-year, $35 million contract. Yes, you heard that right. The Tigers just locked in a major deal with Flaherty, and in case you missed it, this one's got a lot of twists and turns. So, how did this all go down? What's next for Flaherty and the Tigers? And is this move going to be the game-changer Detroit needs? Stick around because we're breaking down this deal, Flaherty's journey, and why it could be a huge win for both him and the Tigers. But before we dive in, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let's get into it. Flaherty returns to Detroit, the deal breaker. Alright, let's start with the most important part. Jack Flaherty is back in Detroit after a pretty wild ride last season. Detroit Tigers president of baseball operations, Scott Harris, recently said that he never expected to bring Flaherty back. But hey, the baseball world is full of surprises, right? Harris was initially forced to trade Flaherty to the Los Angeles Dodgers last season for a couple of solid prospects, a shortstop and a top catching prospect, both of whom the Tigers were really high on. But here's where it gets interesting. Flaherty really impressed during his time in Detroit. Harris admitted that in the back of his mind, he really wanted to bring Flaherty back if the chance ever came up. Fast forward to now, and the Tigers got their wish, finalizing a 2-year, $35 million contract that includes a signing bonus, salary, and even a potential opt-out clause. Now, Flaherty's betting on himself to have another great season and maybe even hit the free agent market again next year. So, why did this happen? Well, let's take a look at the deal details. Contract breakdown, money, terms, and what's at stake. Flaherty's contract is pretty straightforward, but also has some cool options built in. The deal includes a $5 million signing bonus, which will be paid out by February 11th, and a $20 million salary for 2024. But that's not all. Flaherty also has a $10 million salary for 2026 with a potential to escalate to $20 million if he makes 15 or more starts this year. You know what they say, strike while the iron's hot. The coolest part? Flaherty can opt out of the contract after the 2024 season, meaning he could become a free agent once again if he has a stellar year. It's a win-win for him. He gets to make big money while taking a chance on having a monster season, potentially setting himself up for a bigger payday down the road. Flaherty's journey, from St. Louis to Detroit, and beyond. Now, let's take a trip down memory lane. Flaherty first made his MLB debut with the St. Louis Cardinals back in 2017. And since then, he's had his ups and downs. He had a breakout season in 2019, finishing with an impressive .275 ERA and striking out a career-high 231 batters. But unfortunately, his career hit some bumps in the road, especially with injuries that kept him sidelined in 2021 and 2022. By the time 2023 rolled around, Flaherty had a lot to prove, and that's when the Tigers swooped in to sign him to a 1-year deal. Let's be honest, this move really paid off for Detroit. Flaherty had his best season in 5 years, posting a solid .317 ERA with a 13-7 record in 28 starts for the Tigers. His performance was a huge reason why Detroit felt confident bringing him back for another run at the title. The trade to the Dodgers, a critical moment in Flaherty's career. But before Flaherty could even think about re-signing with Detroit, he got traded to the Los Angeles Dodgers last season in a big move. The Dodgers saw a guy who was healthy and capable of being a key contributor in the postseason. Sure, his strikeouts per 9 innings dropped slightly after the trade, but his effectiveness remained. In fact, he helped the Dodgers to a World Series victory over the New York Yankees, pitching 5 scoreless innings in Game 1 of the series. Talk about postseason clutch. Flaherty's time with the Dodgers wasn't perfect, though. He did give up 4 runs in Game 5 of the World Series. But hey, it was all part of the team's wild ride to their second title in 5 years. His contributions were still vital. And even though the Dodgers ultimately traded away some of their own star players, Flaherty's postseason performance definitely left a lasting impression. Why Detroit and Flaherty are a perfect fit. Now, let's talk about the future. Why did Flaherty choose to come back to Detroit instead of staying with the Dodgers or even testing free agency sooner? Well, for one, Detroit offers him the chance to be a true ace again, a position he's thrived in before. Plus, he's only 29 years old, and there's still plenty of prime years ahead for him. As Harris pointed out, Flaherty is betting on himself to have a huge 2024 season. If all goes well, Flaherty could be back on the free agent market next year, but with the added benefit of knowing Detroit has his back this year. Conclusion. So, what do you think about Jack Flaherty's return to the Tigers? Is this the move that'll put Detroit back on the map as a contender? Or is it just another chapter in Flaherty's long, unpredictable career? Either way, this deal is shaping up to be a game-changer, and we can't wait to see what he'll do in 2024. One thing's for sure, Flaherty's looking to prove that his best years are still ahead of him. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Flaherty will hit it big again this season? Or is it time for a new star to shine in Detroit? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more updates on Flaherty, the Tigers, and everything MLB. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay tuned for more news, trade updates, and everything else that's happening in the MLB. Whether it's Flaherty, the Tigers, or another big move, you won't want to miss out on what's next. See you soon. Hold on to your hats, Mets fans, because the team just made a sneaky move that could pay big dividends down the line. The New York Mets are reportedly signing 24-year-old right-handed pitcher Andrew Carson from the University of Tampa to a minor league deal. So, who is this young flamethrower? And why could he be a potential diamond in the rough for the Mets? Well, get ready to dive into the details, because we've got the scoop on Carson's impressive college stats, his blazing fastball, and what makes him one to watch in the future. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video, because this is a name you'll want to keep an eye on. Andrew Carson. From college standout to Mets prospect, the Mets are making some waves with the addition of Andrew Carson, a right-handed pitcher who just finished a stellar 2024 season with the University of Tampa. Let's talk numbers because Carson's stats from last year are something to get excited about. Over 34 innings pitched in 14 games, Carson posted an impressive 1.06 ERA with a 0.91 WHIP. Yep, you read that right, this guy was pretty much lights out on the mound. The 24-year-old wasn't just effective on the hill, he was also rewarded for his dominance by earning 2024 ABCA, Rawlings NCAA Division II South All-Region First Team honors. That's a pretty big deal in college baseball, and it speaks volumes about Carson's talent and potential. He didn't just pitch well, he was one of the best in his division, helping his team to some key victories and making a name for himself in the process. A look at Carson's 2024 stats. Record: 2-1. ERA: 1.06. WHIP: 0.91. Strikeouts: 32. Walks: 11. Saves: 5. That's a stat line that would make any scout sit up and take notice. Carson wasn't just an innings eater, he was an absolute shutdown reliever, racking up strikeouts and keeping hitters off balance all season long. And those 5 saves? They show that Carson has the poise and composure to come in when it matters most, finishing games and getting the job done in high-leverage situations. What's the deal with Carson's stuff? Alright, let's talk about what makes Carson such an intriguing prospect for the Mets. One word: velocity. During this offseason, Carson has been training at Tread Athletics, and his fastball velocity has been nothing short of impressive. His average fastball velocity sits at a cool 95.5 miles per hour. And he's even touched a max velocity of 96.9 miles per hour. That's some serious heat coming from a guy who's just starting to make his way into the professional ranks. Combine that with his solid control and ability to mix in other pitches, and it's clear why the Mets are taking a flyer on Carson in the hopes that he can continue to develop his game in their system. What's next for Carson? So, what can Mets fans expect from Carson going forward? Well, while he'll start out in the minors, it's clear that he has the potential to climb the ranks quickly. His performance at the University of Tampa suggests that he's more than capable of being a reliable arm at the professional level. With some more seasoning, who knows, he could be an impact reliever in the future. Of course, there's always a chance Carson could find himself starting games down the line. But for now, the Mets will likely have him continue to hone his craft in their minor league system. With that kind of velocity and the numbers he posted in college. Don't be surprised if you start hearing more about Carson as a rising star within the Mets organization. Conclusion. So, what's the verdict on Andrew Carson? The Mets have definitely added a pitcher to keep an eye on. With his elite fastball, strong college numbers, and the opportunity to develop within the organization, Carson could be a sneaky good addition to the Mets' pitching pipeline. Whether he becomes a late-inning reliever or eventually works his way into a starting role. One thing's for sure, this is a guy who has the talent to make an impact down the road. Let us know what you think. Do you believe Carson's stuff will translate to the big leagues? Or is this just a minor league deal to take a shot on a young arm with upside? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any future updates on the Mets and their latest moves. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stick around for more Mets news, minor league updates, and all the buzz from around the league. We'll keep you posted on Andrew Carson's development and any other surprises the Mets have up their sleeves. Until next time, keep your eyes on the mound. And we'll see you in the next video.